share some music with you a little bit. Let me give you a heads up. Part of what we're doing today. So I think all of you know last year we built a new high school in Prairie. Right now we have 2 high schools instead of just one. And one of our big goals in our band program and in our band department is to make sure that we have lots of opportunities, that we are still able to work as one band program instead of 2 separate schools. So we have a concert next Thursday, and for the concert that we do in March, what we do is we combine the bands from both the schools across town. So the students that you see up here right now, and if you guys want to give them a wave, the students you see up here right now, both of our schools have a band called the Wind Ensemble and a band called the Concert Band. This is the East Concert Band. The West Concert Band is on the way. They're going to be here shortly. We're going to put them together. And as part of that project, we came across the music of Marie Douglas earlier this fall. And her music is fantastic and does all sorts of things that I've never seen before. So I really wanted to get a chance to, 1, study her music, and 2, hopefully work with her. So we've been really fortunate. She's been here with us all week, working with us and helping us understand how she started to put her music together and kind of the purpose behind that. So I think if you wouldn't mind giving her a welcome, she's going to come and tell you just a little bit about herself before Wes gets here and we start to do some more music things. So could you, everyone, give like a good morning to Marie Douglas?
Is this thing on? Oh, hey. It's so cool to see you all. The future of music, I hope, right? How many music fans do we have in the house? Say, hey. All right, now that's what I'm talking about. We got a responsive crowd. Yes. I love it. Anyway. So cool to see y'all. I love music, and I started loving music when I was your age, when I looked like you, when I was wearing these same kind of clothes and running around and getting dirty. Right? I'm from Georgia. Anybody ever heard of that? The state, not the country. Yeah, it is kind of country. I love peaches, naturally, because that's the peach state. But for real, if one of y'all walked up and gave me a peach right now, we'd be friends forever. You got one? Cool. If you get a peach, if you get a hold of one before you go, come find me, okay? Okay, so let's get started though. One of my favorite things about music is sharing it with people, experiencing it with folks, collaborating with people. And so my favorite genres typically seem to revolve around that, like hip hop. Anybody like hip hop? Yeah. How many people like pop? How many people like Taylor Swift? All right, we got some Swifties. We got some, what about some Beyonce? Oh, all right now. Y'all got good music taste, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I take inspiration from those folks and I put it in my music. And you'll hear some of that today on the stage, okay? So you'll hear some of that Beyonce vibe, you'll hear some, you might hear a little bit of, Kendrick Lamar, or maybe some, it's just all these folks. But and in a mixture of that, also my favorite classical people, like John Williams. If you ever heard of John Williams, the composer for film, right? He did movies like Harry Potter and Star Wars and stuff like that. Yeah, he has this way. He thinks I don't know, but he puts hip hop in his music too. That's where I got all these ideas from. I stole them right out of his head. When I was in the 11th grade, I saw Star Wars Episode 3. I'm aging myself. But I saw Star Wars Episode 3. I was working at the movies, and so I was going to see it every chance I could. It was this movie theater where they serve you food. So I was carrying big old, things bigger than me, full of food to folks. I was still y'all size. I'm still y'all size. But anyway, I would go in there purposely just to listen to that soundtrack. And then one day I went and just bought the rights to listen to it over and over and over and over again. And and I felt like I started decoding back then, how I might make my music sound. But let me not get too far ahead of myself. When I was your age, I realized I wanted to be a composer. Okay? I mean, there was a couple of other phases I went through too. At some point, I wanted to be a preacher, and that's why I'm up here doing all this. But I definitely wanted to be a composer from the start. I heard Michael Jackson's. Who likes Michael Jackson? Yeah. Yeah, everybody used to make fun of me and tell me I looked like that when I was a kid, but it was kind of like, that's cool. I wasn't mad. But I loved Michael Jackson, and I loved his music. And so when I first heard this song called Human Nature, I was like your age, but I was moved to tears. I was like, ah! Have y'all ever heard Human Nature? Why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why? See, that sounds like you've heard it, right? Like your parents probably played it. But it kind of makes you want to cry a little bit. And I also wondered why. Like, yeah, why? Why did you do me that way? So, yeah. So that got me into it. And my uncle told me, I said, Unc played at the church. He played bongos. He played keys. So I was always fixated on him. I said, Unc, who made Michael Jackson's music? He said, Quincy Jones. And I was like, oh. Well, that's who I want to be. I want to be the person who makes that kind of stuff go down. Like people want to cry and blase. Right? Anyway, so fast forward, I found out that Quincy Jones was in band. I found out Quincy Jones was an inner city kid like me that was living in the city of, you name it. I think he lived in a few cities, but he was always downtown with his life. So he was involved in a lot of artistic stuff, and, it just so happened that my life kind of aligned with that. I knew I had to get musically educated, though, because Quincy Jones was. He studied in Paris, right? So he studied with Nadia Boulanger, who is the single best music educator, composition teacher there is. Okay, so if you ever hear her music, you'll be like, ooh, I think I understand why. Anyway, that inspired me to go be in the marching band in high school. The marching band, I don't know if you all have ever seen schools like Jackson State or FAMU or Grambling, but that's the kind of marching band I was in high school. And every year we had bands coming through Atlanta because it's just a hub for marching band and all sorts of culture down there. And so we had, parades, and I would march in the parades, and we would get free tickets to the games, the football game. And so I'd go see the game, and I'd see the formations on the field and see the bands just doing amazing things. I was like, that's what I want to do next. So I went from what they're doing here, sitting on the stage, being in a high school band, to going to college. My first year of college, I performed with Prince. You know who Prince is, maybe? Right? So we performed at the Super Bowl with him. It was really cool in that marching band, So I kept given these opportunities for music, to just do more with music. And another thing that happened that was really cool, let me know, was in college, I got to study with this guy who was like really good at taking those sounds off of the radio and making them sound like John Williams music used to me, like symphony music, So that's really, I took his style too, I think, now that I think about it. But that's just how it goes. In a creative scenario, you're inspired by so many different things, and then it makes, you let things inspire you, and then you bring this new thing to life, right? Kind of like how you came to be, a mixture of two other people older than you, right? After that, graduated, taught band just like this, boom, boom, so much fun, learned so much. I became so much more responsible. I wanted to be an example for my students, So that kept me on the straight and narrow to teach and learn from kids. It was awesome. That's why I really enjoy this. Like, woo, it's a bunch of amazing kids here. I taught middle school, high school, and now I'm finishing up my doctorate, okay? So you can go really far in music. You can take education in music really far, if you're somebody that likes to achieve scholastically, but you're also, you like music too, there's a place for that. Like they used to say when I was a kid, there's an app for that. Okay? But truly, I want to get into some things next and tell you some things that I just show you, like I've been talking about these things that I inject into the music, but now I want to show you physically, okay? All right, we're going to give you some examples. I like to have these stories in my music. I have a very vivid imagination. I still think I have never lost the same imagination y'all have. I think I got the same one. I think I can go toe to toe with y'all. Like we can have an imaginary friend battle right now. Y'all still got imaginary friends? Sometimes it just depends, But yeah, so I want to let y'all into my brain, and I'm going to tell you about the first piece. This is called I'm Enough. All right? The last year that I taught band was 2021, right after 2020. Y'all remember 2020, we had to stay home all the time? Tell me how much you hate it right now. It was terrible. All right, cool. Great. Simmer down. Now, so in 2020, I noticed my students I had virtually, just like y'all were virtual, they were so sad and they were changing. And I was noticing it right over the Zoom and all that stuff. I was like, I got to do something. So everything I did was for them. And to this day, everything is for them. I just, because they changed, right? They needed that interpersonal connection. They needed that in-person stuff. We never knew how serious it was until we didn't have it anymore, right? Anyway, so I wrote about a couple of my students in this piece, all right? One of them, they were kind of sad, so they couldn't pay attention. You ever been so sad you couldn't pay attention to anything, couldn't focus on anything? Raise your hand. Cool. Me too. And so they were so sad they couldn't pay attention in ballet class specifically. Sometimes on the weekend when I was a kid, my aunties and uncles would come over and they would play all this crazy music, and my parents would be like, yeah, but when they leave, we're not listening to that. And I'd be like, dang. And that's how it was with this young lady named Isabella. Her aunties and uncles would come over on the weekends and they would do the Mexican dances, the folkloric dances, the indigenous dances that they had in their country. But they lived all the way up in North California in this scenario. I made some of it fictitious. But yeah, so she would be in ballet class because they wanted her to be a good American young lady. But she would be in that ballet class thinking about those folkloric dances all the time. And so you're going to hear her switch back and forth in her mind because she's too sad to focus on that class. But she likes ballet because she loves a good dance. But she just want to do that one. You ever been that way? You want to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, etc. Yeah. So you just get a little sad and you just lose focus. And I don't see my kids go through that all the time. Even me, me personally, I do it all the time. I'm a brat. You can ask my family. I want what I want. So I want to show you some of those parts though, where you can hear things change and go from focusing to not focusing. All right? Listen up just for a second. You'll hear two things. You'll hear two things. Can y'all hear both like to do the other dance. And so, this is what that sounded like. Let's start on the trumpet solo at 17. All right, so this trumpet solo is the beginning of her mind drifting away to her envisioned land. 17? 17. Thank you. Thank you all too. You guys are awesome. I'm so blessed to be able to use such a great band to demonstrate these things to you all. But yes, he was a little nervous and lost focus. Saw her homegirl, and boom, she busts into her whole new world. But that's also that was something that I spoke with some experts while writing this piece. I wanted to make sure it was accurate, right? I didn't want to just be making things up, right? We don't make things up, right? No fake stuff. We want to use real things. And so the therapist that I spoke with, he told me about how this is a thing. Sometimes children, people will not pay attention because they're a little bit sad. They can't focus at the time, right? And it's often misdiagnosed as ADHD, right? So it was a cool thing to learn while I was doing this, all right? We'll play the entire piece for you soon, but I want to show you an aspect of the music that I thought was really cool, and then we'll play the whole concert. All right, so the next person was, like I said, I like to have these stories that I base music on, right? You can take out Big Mad. Thank y'all. And so this song called Big Mad, has anybody ever said, oh, you big mad? in jest at you, making fun of you. Yeah, that's happened. That's happened. And so that'll happen sometimes, and in this case, it happened to a kid that I grew up with named Dominique. That's who stars in this story. And he has, anger issues. He kind of sometimes isn't able to hold it back. Over him. There we go. Right? So he goes to therapy and he talks to his therapist and he tells him, well, try this. Try listening to this playlist. That'll help you whenever you get angry or you get too excited, and it'll help you to slow down your heart rate, calm you down. So that's a real thing that I consulted with the experts, and they were able to tell me that was a good idea to use that, and let's try it. So he uses it, and it helps him all the time. But I want to show you the part on the music that you'll be listening to for when we play it, where he actually slows his heart rate down, okay? So the music's going to go from being one tempo, one speed, and slowing all the way down to signify their heart rate slowing down, okay? Y'all want to hear it? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not playing it unless y'all yell. Do y'all want to hear it? Very good. That's almost loud enough. Do you want to hear this? Whoa. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, let's go. You heard a little hip hop in there, a little bit, little bit of trap music. That comes from my city, Atlanta, where I'm from. So I love to put it in. But yes, so that was his, and so you guys can try that if you ever are feeling some kind of way. I have turned to music to solve almost every problem in my life. Say amen. Can I get amen? Yeah. I love it. But yeah, I've turned to music to solve so many problems in my life, and I feel like he did the same thing in that piece, and I just wanted to give y'all that idea to do the same. So can we run the whole concert now? No, y'all don't want me to do it. I'm gonna go backstage, and when you all are ready for, if I hear, I just want to yell into it. Y'all want me to run the whole concert or no? Yes, very good. Yes. Ah, yeah. Absolutely. Finger snaps are also very nice, very nice. Thank y'all. They did so well. Can we give the band another hand, please? Oh my God. Yeah. So that one was we saw the first movement already. We heard about that one, but the second movement was about somebody that had anxiety because a lot of times they get things wrong. How many people get stuff wrong a lot? Me too. Oh God. Oh Lord. I just be fumbling and rambling. Yeah. So you can relate. And they get things wrong a lot, but they were doing a streak of right. You know how that when you're doing a streak of doing things the right way, and you're just trying so hard to hold on to that, but then you mess up that one time, and then you just melt. You're so hard on yourself about it. How many people are really hard on themselves? Right. So in that case, that person they missed their alarm clock. The first thing you heard was dee da da dee da da, and it's like the alarm clock when you're asleep, and it's a part of your dream. It's a part of the song that's going on in your head. And so it pops out into reality. They wake up and they're like, oh crap, I'm late. Ugh. You know? So that's kind of what that went through, just, expressing that person's angst in that way. And so next is Big Mad, which you've heard some of, so we'll go through that. And remember, this is depicting a kid who started out having a really good day. He gets things a lot wrong all the time, and he started out having a really good day, woke up, he knew it was going to be a good day. Like his theme is at the end. Can we get trombones? No, saxes. Saxes and horn at measure 3. I want them to hear Dominique's theme. Ba, right there. I'll give you 1, 2. Where are saxes? There we are, horns. 1, 2, 2 for nothing. 1, 2. Yeah, that's his theme. And then the trumpets respond to that. Trumpets, can y'all respond to that right quick for me? You know where that is? With your mutes? This is called call and response. This is something that happens all the time. What I was doing with y'all, I said, say hey, and I told y'all to yell at me. This is the response. Ready, and. Lovely. And so they responded behind their mutes that make them sound like they're far away. Cool? Yeah. So that's Dominique's theme there, and you'll hear that go through a whole bunch of different changes based on Dominique's emotions that day, okay? So enjoy Big Mad. the band a hand, and I was just giving y'all the chance to bow, band. You're welcome to sit. But just an amazing program. Let's give them one more hand, please. Y'all can sit. Y'all are good to sit if you bow. Congratulations, man. That was awesome. Yes, and just thank you all so much for your attentiveness this entire time. Give yourselves a hand. Now, can we help them and give them a hand too? Give yourselves a hand. What great attention you displayed. Oh my Lord. I just know y'all are gonna solve all the world's problems just by the attentiveness y'all showed today. Thank y'all so much. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to. Cool. Y'all wanna do some, y'all got any questions for me? Yeah, let's see. What's your name? I'm gonna come down here.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is sometimes red, but lately it's been green. I've been drinking a whole bunch of matcha. Y'all know what matcha is? I love matcha. You got a peach or some matcha, bring it to me. All right, let me get another question somewhere else right quick. Hold on.
Is music a language that someone made?
You're absolutely right to say that. It absolutely is a language someone made, and there's a whole bunch of different ways. So there's regular Western classical music that they're looking at, that they're reading. There's Nashville numbers that they use in the city of Nashville, mostly for country music and stuff like that. And at church sometimes. There's lead sheets, chord symbols. There's so many ways to depict music. Amazing question. What was your name?
Jenna,
Yeah.
how many kids do you have?
20. I'm just kidding. I have 2 cats. No kids. Wasn't that good? Got your food.
What color do you want? What's your favorite song?
My favorite song, oh, that's cool. That's a good question. It's really tough. This morning I was listening to the Clark sisters. There's this song called Balm in Gilead. There is a balm in Gilead. I was on my gospel tip this morning, so that's what, that was my favorite. All right, let's get a girl. Who's identifying as a woman today?
What's your favorite instrument to play?
Ooh, my favorite instrument is French horn mostly. Second would be piano. Yeah, trumpet is third. Bass guitar is fourth. I think that's it. Xylophones are cool. Let's get another girl.
Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist, ooh. Well, right now I'm really fascinated with how, I really like versatility and people who don't put themselves in any category. They just let themselves live as musicians. So right now I have to say, I like how Beyonce's doing some country music right now. That is wild. I love it. All right, what's your name?
Jocelyn.
All right, Jocelyn, tell me about what you got a question about.
What's your favorite animal?
Cats. Am I in the minority or what? Who likes cats? All right. It's only right that we adore kitties. They deserve everything.
Hi, my name is Kenzie, and my question for you is, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food. Well, I don't always eat cheese, but last night, the wonderful people here at East and West and High School gave me cheese curds. They were really good. So in the past 24 hours, that's my favorite food. It will change later. Crab legs is really good though. Yeah.
My name is Madison, and my question for you is, do you prefer Chinese food or Mexican food?
Depends on the day. Mexican food has a lot more vegetarian options that I prefer that are heavy enough to make me satisfied. But I'll take a good egg roll now. I don't put it past. Let's see, who we got?
My name is Harmony, and my question for you is, what was the last song you ever listened to?
Who's your role model?
Who's your favorite rapper?
Did you know your song was going to be famous when you wrote it?
We got a future music mogul right here. Did you know your song gonna be famous when you wrote it? I did not. I had no clue. I thought people were gonna laugh at me when I put all my stuff out because I do like to use things like trap music in my songs. And a lot of times that's not really heard in classical music, you know? What's your name? Sam? Cool question. Let me get another one. Kansas City, congratulations on winning the Super Bowl. Here you go.
Well, my name's Brandon, and what is your favorite?
Crab legs.
My name is Cameron, and when are you gonna make another piece?
I just finished a piece. So a couple months ago, the Navy Band in Washington, D.C. premiered a piece that I wrote. So I really like that piece. It's called Soul Suite Number 1, and it's going to be like a mixtape type of thing. Like I'm going to let out Soul Suite Number 1, Soul Suite Number 2, Number 3. So it's all got like, you know, all sorts of things in it, hip hop, etc. And then also, I just did a piece with the Army Soldiers Chorus that is called Umoja in America. And if you know what Umoja means in Swahili, that means unity, right? So I just wanted to, you know, put that together, and that was cool. It had some hip hop elements in it as well. But something that I'm writing right now is my dissertation. Y'all know what a dissertation is? No, what's that? Oh my God, it's the worst document ever. It's the last thing you have to do as an academician. It's your last big project. You guys ever did a group project? What about a science project you had to do at home by yourself? Kinda with your parents' help? Well, basically, this is my last final science project, and it's gonna be a song. It's gonna be a piece. So I'm excited about it. It's got strings in it and stuff. Cool. Cool. Hold on, let me get a girl, because we've had a lot of boys. Oh, girl.
Would you prefer pizza or hot dogs? Would you prefer pizza or hot dogs?
Pizza or hot dogs? Pizza, yell if you like pizza. All right, yell if you like hot dogs. Pizza wins. Pizza wins. Hold up. We got a question.
What is your favorite piece that you did for the concert?
At this concert? My favorite piece that I did for this concert, that would have to be all of them. But Big Mad if I had to choose. Do we have teachers with questions too? I don't want to be ageist. Yes!
I'm Miss Kimbrew. I am wondering, how long does one piece take you to write from beginning to end?
Amazing question. So guess what? I had to write a piece a few weeks ago that got premiered last weekend for this school in Alabama. The piece is 20 minutes long. It took me 2 weeks because I had 2 weeks to do it. But Umoja in America, I think because it was a choral piece and I'm more familiar with band than I am chorus, it took me a few months. So it can just depend. One day I want to take a whole year on a piece though. You are nice. Anyway, hold on, I can see some folks in the middle I haven't hit yet. Go long. You ready? Come here, Wisconsin. Wisconsin hoodie. What's your name? Zion!
Do you like Big Macs? Is that why you named your song Big Mad? Because you like Big Macs?
I mean, that's close, but back in the day when I would tear up some McDonald's, I would get the Big Mac with the extra sauce. So, I'm not gonna put it past you.
I'm Miss Schmidt, and if you had one piece of advice to give an aspiring musician in this room, what would it be?
So, one piece of advice for an aspiring musician, I give this advice to a lot of folks. If you're wanting to be a musician one day, and your family is not full of musicians, and it's not something that they would be passing down to you like the car company or something like that, then you want to go to school for music. You want to go to a building and learn from people what you need to do, what kind of outlets there are for you, what kind of things you can be a part of and produce and create music to make yourself a living. Okay, I hope that makes good sense to you, but definitely trying to make a living out of music is very possible. All right, how much time do we have still? 2 more questions. Joe, can you choose the question? I feel like it's so hard. Oh, it's a teacher though. Hold on, we got one teacher. Half teacher, one of them has to be a teacher. Then one student.
My name is Miss Simone, and my question is, with you being from Atlanta, was it a big change from music like there than here, like playing and, you know?
Yeah, I will say that everywhere I go where people are performing my music, like in different regions, there's like a different sound that people execute or bring out. You know, it does sound more true to trap when I'm down I'm down south, like UGA just played a piece of mine and it sounded pretty authentic. And then there was some spirituals in it too, so, they were all used to Baptist church life. But it just depends on where I am, and yes, it does sound different often. Thank you. Who do we have? Okay.
Who created music?
The answer is yes. Humans created music, There's all sorts of historic methods, that go back, when we talk about music history. But there's, humans, in short answer, created music. All right, thank you all so much for your questions. You all are amazing. Give yourselves a hand for those amazing brain questions. Oh my Lord. My favorite question was, how many kids do you have? Just in case you guys were wondering. Yes.
Okay, hey, can we give one more round of applause for our amazing artists up here? All right. We're going to dismiss by school, so we're going to start with Creekside. Okay. Once they get going, we'll follow with West Side. Okay, West Side, you may get up and follow your teachers to be dismissed. C.H. Bird, you're gonna head out next. I hear some high schoolers up there cheering on their school. That's pretty cool. Hey, while we're waiting, high schoolers, if you're from CH Bird, can you raise your hand? All right, we got some representation, love it. Who's still here? We got some West Siders still here. Are you from West Side? Anybody up there? Okay, cool. Anyone from Token Springs? No, probably not. Oh, they are. They're from Token Springs. Any East Siders? East Side? All right. Cool. I know there are other elementary schools, but they're not here today. Anyone from Creekside? Cool. Anyone from Northside? Awesome. I don't think Meadowview is going to be up there. Horizon? What? Oh, there's a Horizon kid in the back. We saw that. Did I miss a school? I don't know. Token Springs, you're going to be headed out next.